Now, we're going to take a look now at what our own leaders are up to, because there's a lot happening on the home front that is affecting what's happening overseas. And so we're going to get to all of that. And that means the angle. Pretend warriors, that is the focus of tonight's angle.
Tonight, I say to the Russian oligarchs and the corrupt leaders who bilked billions of dollars off this violent regime, no more.
We will leave no stone unturned in our efforts to investigate, arrest, and prosecute those whose criminal acts enable the Russian government to continue its unjust war.
You're going to see IRS agents, Department of Homeland Security, FBI, the Marshal Service, all pooling our efforts to run this task force.
As you see things quickly spiral in Ukraine, the Biden administration wants you to believe that they're engaged and taking strong actions to pressure Putin by creating a DOJ task force with a really cool name. By the way, it's complete with sophisticated asset tracking and lots of sexy video.
Welcome to television's unchallenged authority on wealth, prestige, and success. It's another dazzling lifestyles of the rich and famous.
The 4 biggest yachts in the Maldives right now reportedly are Russian-owned.
In France, authorities have seized a yacht owned by Igor Sechin.
They've actually seized 2 Russian yachts. That includes the Amore Vero, which is owned by Igor Sechin, who's the CEO of Rosneft, and also seized by Germany is a yacht owned by Alisher Usmanov.
Now, of course, these moves are about as effective as cloth masks on a cross-country flight. Now, we just got finished with COVID response theater, and now they're starting up with Ukraine response theater. Now, these are all choreographed moves to make it appear as though the government is working hard to keep you safe and the people of Ukraine safe. But it's all a ruse for masking a hidden agenda. Now, a few points to keep in mind. First, the freezing of assets is nothing new. The Department of Justice has always had the power to deny international criminals and fraudsters access to their own wealth, including any ill-begotten gains. When not abused by out-of-control prosecutors, asset forfeiture laws are powerful tools against crime and corruption. But as we side with the Ukrainian people against Russia's barbaric, hideous invasion, shouldn't we expect our own government to act under established and fair legal criteria?
How is the White House choosing which oligarchs to sanction? Do you start with the richest ones or the ones with the closest ties to Vladimir Putin?
We look at one of the big factors is, of course, the proximity to President Putin. We want him to feel the squeeze. We want the people around him to feel the squeeze. I don't believe this is going to be the last set of oligarchs. Making them a priority and a focus of our individual sanctions is something the president has been focused on.
Now, is this the governing legal standard now? The feel the squeeze standard? I must have missed that one in law school, but perhaps their new Supreme Court nominee can explain to me how such an arbitrary and vague classification is actually constitutional. Asset freezing requires credible allegations of criminal action or civil fraud. Maybe that's here, maybe it's not. It also means that you have to find the assets, which are often hidden in shell corporations, partnerships, or things like LLCs. Now, what does this require? Well, this requires time, manpower, forensic work, and significant resources.
Earlier that you want Putin to feel the squeeze and the people around him to feel the squeeze. How does the administration feel that these sanctions could actually change his behavior?
What we're talking about here is seizing their assets, seizing their yachts, and making it harder for them to send their children to colleges and universities in the West. These are significant steps that will impact the people who are closely around President Putin.
Okay, these significant steps also take international cooperation and time. And we know time is not on the Ukrainian side. You just heard Alina speak out. Even if we could expeditiously freeze every oligarch's luxury assets, would that really stop the suffering of the Ukrainian people that's happening right now? Do we think Putin's going to wake up and say next week, and he's going to get up there and just say, you know, that chalet in Gstaad was so important to me. I think I'll call Zelensky and send the troops home. Now, more importantly, we have to ask, is there a possibility that this could all backfire and make things even worse for Ukraine? Is anyone in the Biden administration even gaming any of this out, you wonder? So let's be real, as satisfying as it may be to see these 400-foot luxury liners padlocked, chasing down oligarchs is like swatting away mosquitoes when a cobra is about to strike your leg. As the Anglo's been telling you, this has been from day one, the biggest threat facing free people everywhere is China. Russia would not be able to do what it's doing now without China providing a financial cushion.